Hello and welcome to day 88 of me trying to teach myself how to draw. As always, I got started with my 10 1-minute gesture drawing warm-ups, then my 10 1-minute hand gesture drawing warm-ups, then I got into my Bridgman studies. I finished next and I'm jumping back to hands. I accidentally skipped next when I skipped the way Bridgman does heads because I don't like them. So I went back and I did them and now we're on to hands. And then for today's main drawings, I have decided to do KSUM's 30-day character design bootcamp. The videos are on the long video platform. If you want to follow along or like the style of this stuff. But basically all I did was I went through and I watched his videos. I kind of scrubbed through some parts because it is a live stream that is revamped for YouTube. So I watched it on like 1.5 speed and caught up on things while he was like talking to chat. And that worked really well for me. I also did my best not to use his drawings as reference unless he was like teaching anatomy in the moment. And I just tried to use the image, the reference image of the actual person to get my drawing in. I do feel like I simplified things down a bit more than I normally do. I tend to do all of these in like real pencil instead of digitally, so I tend to add in a lot more shadow and tend to make things a little bit more realistic. But so things kind of got cleaned up, and I mean that in the sense of it's easier to read with fewer lines and shadows type of way, cleaned up. I hope that makes sense. But because of that, I think I'm going to switch off from traditional and digital every other day when I do this. I'm only doing this 3 days a week because the other 2 days I want to be working on hunting Cerberus. But I felt like the webcomic, although it does force me to draw bodies and faces in different angles, it wasn't doing enough of that. Like there was too much line work and flats and colorings and background in between actually drawing out the figures. So to strike a balance between pushing myself to continue to grow as an artist and getting my webcomic done because I really, really love my characters and want their story done, I've decided 3 days of this a week and then 2 days of hunting Cerberus a week, and then weekends are for no drawing because if I don't make myself do that, my hand will get tired. I do try to stretch, but sometimes it's not enough. But yeah, so today was day 0. For the most part, I'm really happy with how things turned out. There were a couple things here and there that I was a little bit on. For the first 2 images, they are more side view. And so, like, I extended their skull a little bit further than needed. I'd rather have more room for the brain than less, but it was still a little bit big compared to the references, as well as on the second image, I couldn't quite figure out the eye that was hidden behind the rest of his face. If you go back, you'll see that little question mark there. And then for the bird's eye view, this is probably the best bird's eye view I've ever drawn. But it still bugs me a little bit in some areas. I feel like it needed a couple more guiding lines around the chin to really show that angle, as well as the nose needed to be moved over and the eyes are a little bit wonky. Really, I should have like drawn out more guidelines for the individual parts of the face, but I didn't. So that is something I'm going to try to remember to do from now on. But yeah, that was what I got done today. Overall, I'm really happy with it, and I will see you guys next time.